All right, fempreneurs, you'll see that I am in the surveys section of Mailchimp. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to build a survey. So once we click on survey, we are here. These are other surveys that I have, and this is the button to click to create a new survey. So we're going to click the plus sign, and this is where we start building the questions. So we can start with an introduction, or we can just jump right into the questions. I definitely recommend starting with an introduction. Keep it simple by just putting a text introduction. Hello, Lindsay here. Oh, here we go. Thanks for giving me your feedback on what you would like to read about in my upcoming book. And of course, we're going to give them the option to give you their email address so that you can send them draft chapters of your book. Now, if you already have a free gift you want to send them, you can kind of manually send it to each person that you see completes your survey. But I just recommend you right now ask them for their email address so that you can send them draft chapters of your book. And that's how you actually have them subscribe to this email list that you're building. All right, so we're gonna ask a radio buttons question, which is you. So for my book, I was asking questions like, I'm ready to write a book, show me the steps. The next one would be, I'm curious about whatever. And then of course the third could be, I'm not writing a book anytime soon. So that's an example of a question. We always want to turn the required toggle on for all of our questions. And then we can also add different types of questions. We can add checkboxes so they can select multiple. We can do a text box, which we always want to do just one text box, not a bunch, but just one so that they can give us in their own words ideas, feedback, that sort of thing. Always start with a radio buttons. Keep it simple for them so they don't feel like this is going to take them a lot of time. So once you've got a few more questions in here, we'll just say, tell me more about what you'd like me to include in my book, for example. And then again, required so that they can't skip it. Now this one that I'm going to show you right now, this is how you get their email address. So this email one here, you want to have this at the end. And so what you're going to ask them here is, which email address would you like me to send draft chapters to? And then they put their email address there. It's required, and we're going to ask them to subscribe, but we're going to change the wording here. We don't want to say the N-word, newsletter, because no one wants to subscribe to another frickin' newsletter, let's face it. So yes, send me draft chapters of the upcoming book. And that is it. Once you have done that, once they complete this survey and they submit it, then they're on your email list. And you also have some very valuable information about them, and you have valuable information about them for your book to help you build a better book. So now we're going to continue to design, and this is where you can actually do a little bit of branding stuff. So you can put your logo in there. I prefer to use a headshot. It has to be a pretty tiny image, so it'll kick it back to you if it's too big. And then of course we don't want the Mailchimp badge, so we'll turn that off. And I do have the lowest price point paid account from Mailchimp, so maybe some of the things that you're going to be trying to do in the free version aren't going to work the same way, but I do recommend you invest in a Mailchimp subscription. Your contact list is your most valuable asset as an entrepreneur. All right, in the custom message section, you can give the survey a title. You can say upcoming book feedback. In this, on the submit button label, we'll leave it as submit. And the confirmation message will pop up after they've clicked submit. Thank you for your feedback and ideas for my new book. I'll send you the first draft chapter as soon as it's ready. And maybe you'll come back in here and change this to, you know, once you've got a few draft chapters ready to send to your new people, maybe you will say, you know, I'll send you a draft chapter soon instead of saying the first draft chapter, if you want to get technical. And that's it. That's all we're going to do for that section. And then the style section is where you can actually change the color of the button. My button are always my brand color, which is 6565EE. So that's the only thing that I do here to make that look a little more like the YYC Fempreneurs brand. So we now click the review button. This is the final step in actually, so it didn't save that survey name. I'm not sure why that was. So what do we call it? Upcoming book feedback. And that's the audience it's going to go into. You only have one audience in your Mailchimp account, as I do, so that's going to be the same for you, whatever you've named your audience. And then you want to get notified every time someone completes a survey. So you want to turn that on. You don't need to turn on the daily summary report. You just want it to send you an email every time someone completes a survey. And that way you can find out a little bit of information about them. You can maybe find them on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok and send them a personal message that's just for them and say, hey, thanks for completing my survey. I see you said this and that. I'm so excited to put that in my new book, and I'm going to send that draft chapter to you really shortly. Some kind of a personal message. A voice note or a video is always best. So there you go. Now your survey is ready to go. We're going to get the URL for it right here. So the survey should be turned on. Now you have to share. Yeah, so I think it's on. So this is your survey link. So you have a link here that you can put into that free gift button on your website. This is the link right here that you put into your free gift button on your website. If you're a Squarespace user, it's really easy to do that. I'll actually just show you right now. I was just in here editing some stuff. I'll go to my home page. So if I was going to put that link into a button right here, let's say I was going to put it into this, I would click on edit. I would click on the button. I would click the pen and I would paste that link right here, but I don't want to replace my book link, so I'm not going to do that. Another thing you always want to do in Squarespace is click the little wheel and make sure this is turned on. This means that they're going to open that Mailchimp survey in a new tab, in a new window. And that means that your website is still open in their browser, and that's really good for your SEO, for your search engine optimization, because the more time people spend on your website, the higher you move up in that organic SEO. All right, I hope that was helpful, and the next video is coming up. We'll see you over there.